Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to follow third practice race in EFL around Austria Spielberg. I'm the commentator of the night and also your owner of the league, Eric Salama. And then now we have 8 drivers in the session so far. Fortunately, many drivers couldn't attend once again to the third annual practice race, but hopefully it's gonna turn around when the season actually starts. But yeah, what I can say about Austria, very good track, very short track, but potentially the best place for any battles in a track, so that's pretty good actually. So as I'm quickly just gonna share the link to Twitter, to PSN, to WhatsApp, to everybody else who are watching at the moment or who want to watch this, as now we have New Zealand Cam in his lap. You can quickly watch how he's doing, as I'm quite busy and he's actually in the medium tires. Bit surprising, but we've seen a lot of people, especially in the esports, who actually qualify with the harder set to have the softer set in the end. And sector 1 is 16.3, so that's pretty solid. As I'm gonna test the voice, how it's gonna sound. Is it too loud? Is it too clear? Okay, the voice is pretty good, so that's positive. As I could really use the second hand to somebody who always says the streams, but here it is. The race has started, and New Zealand Cam is coming towards the corner name which I cannot remember, as I'm gonna open the Wikipedia to know the corner names. Just Spielberg. As we have Chappelle setting 104.2. Jesus Christ! Immediately going for the fastest lap. So. Oh, that's incredible from Chappelle. I completely missed that, as I had to follow New Zealand Cam, as he does 105.9. That's a very good lap from New Zealand Cam, but unfortunately it's invalidated. PMT Try and Catch is in P3, Eduk is in P2 with a 105.7. Pierre Hansen is his out lap, and now F1 Baza is currently in the lap, so we'll see what he can do. Also with the medium tires. Very surprising to see that many drivers here driving with mediums and not with softer sets, so that's a bit odd. As he's coming towards the last corner, we'll see what he can do, and he opens his DRS and he does a 107.5, which moves him to P4 position, as currently trying to somehow I'm just gonna quickly it takes so long because I don't want the freaking PSN version opened. How can I download? One moment. There we go. And now I'm gonna show it to PSN, where you can watch it. Of course, if you subscribe to the channel, you will know when it is. And we're gonna follow Pierre Hansen, what he's gonna do now in his first set in this track. There we go, and now I'm gonna open Wikipedia because I cannot remember the corner names at all, and he does a 109.7. That's not promising lap so far, but maybe he had some kind of mistake or something like that. And I'm gonna write Austria F1 track, so we'll know the corner names, as I really do need them. As Pierre Hansen is coming towards fucking hell, I really hate this. It's always the okay now. Don't. Oh yeah, there we go. I found the corner names. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's only 8 corners in the whole track, so that's very surprising. As Pierre Hansen is as we have viewers coming on now to the stream, so welcome viewers to CFL. If you just joined to the stream, do not adjust your TV sets. This is the third annual practice race for EFL. Driving around Austria Spielberg, one of the most legendary tracks in all of Formula 1, as Pierre Hansen is currently coming towards the corner 7, and then he's gonna come in the end of corner 8, and we'll see what lap he's gonna do. And he goes on so much wider, and he spins his car, and that's it, that's his lap over. And we'll see what F1 Baza does. He's down by 5 seconds, so he's not gonna do anything. As we have Semil Arikan, who's jumped to P2 with a 104.9, very promising lap from the Ferrari guy, and we have yellows in sector 3 once again. I'm not sure who on earth that was, but probably it was Hansen just driving slowly. Luckily nobody well, Luckily nobody was behind him when he spun, because that would have been quite messy if we had some kind of crash going on. But now F1 Baza is gonna start his flying lap around Austria. He's coming towards the corner 1 of Niki Lauda curve. There we go, that's much easier when you have Wikipedia open. And now, I don't know was that invalidation or not, at least he's continuing the lap. And there's still yellows in sector 2. Probably somebody just running wide to the corner, and he did a 16.4, his personal best, improving by 1/10, and okay, that's a massive corner cut, if I may say so. And is he gonna lift off? No, he's not, he's still continuing his lap, so fair play. If that's not a corner cut, then that's normal. And then now the corners, corner 4 of Rauch. And you can commentate to the stream if I'm getting the corner names wrong, but I have Wikipedia open, so... And then now, I don't know, corner... No, yeah. But yeah, now it's corner 4, and now it's corner 5 of Wurtz curve, and now corner 6. Coming towards the last corners, is he gonna challenge for P2, P3 or P1? But that's a Pels 104.2 in his outlap. That was really incredible. And now he's coming towards the final corner, and we'll see what the McLaren man does. Is he gonna challenge for pole position? And it's gonna be 106.7, and he moves him to P5 position at the moment. And let's see what New Zealand Cam does, and he wants so much fight. There's so many drivers at the moment who's get that corner wrong, and he does a 104.8, but it's once again invalidated, ladies and gentlemen. But that last corner, for some reason, corner 7, I don't know what it is, but everybody's running wide or spinning or something else, invalidating it. What makes corner 7 and 6 so difficult? It's beyond my understanding. But PMP try and catch one of the newest members of EFL at the moment, at least for one race, so he's driving with Williams, and we'll see what he can do. Very promising driver. He drives for HTA, and I believe he drives for International Racing League. As he's coming towards the last corner, and we see what lap it's going to be. It's going to be 104, 105, and it's going to be 105.8, and he moves him to current P4 position. And we see what Eduk does. Eduk is not up on his time, but he's done a 104.8, but it's still 6/10 slower than Sapel's P1 time, and that was made in the 18th minute when the track wasn't as promising, or as there wasn't so much grip in the track as there is now. And Jesus Christ, he wants wide, and that's his one over. And we wanna actually watch somebody else now. Haps for life. You saw him in few 5 lappers, and then in a few practice races before. But yeah, he's really promising Canadian. He's driving with hard tires for some reason. Probably doing the hards to soft strategy, but I'm not pretty sure what he's on about with that hard strategy. I could imagine that in Austria you could easily do to mediums to softs or softs to mediums, and once again there's yellows in sector 3, but nobody's retired at the moment from the session. And currently, yeah, PMP trying catch, and Habs for Life are the only drivers in the track at the moment who are... and Chappelle is actually starting his flying lap, as I saw outlap sign going off, and I wish I could get a bit of camera angle. Are we gonna get 103 lap from Vierti Chappelle? That would be very incredible if he actually could do that. Like, that would be beyond my understanding. That he's improving in sector 1. I just missed the sector 1 time, but we'll see what he's gonna do. He's coming towards the long straight of Venus and Schwarzkolt, and he's now braking towards corner 3, dropping to 4th to overtake mode. He's keeping the overtake mode all the time, as we saw a lot of other drivers have kept the hot lap mode, and now he's dropping to high mode, so he's changing a lot of EOS in his flying lap, so in his qualifying lap, so many drivers could maybe take a lesson from him how to set up lap time, because he's playing a lot of EOS in his lap, maybe just making sure that his EOS is not going to end. And now he's coming towards the last corner, and we'll see what the Racing Point driver does as he invalidates his lap, but it would have been a 103.9. It wasn't invalidated, he ran by the corner. We saw so many times before that many drivers who run right in that corner section, they get invalidated, but 103.9, that's, I believe that's, if I'm not mistaken, is that like top 200 or top 100 in the whole game, if you can get to 103s in Austria. So I don't know. Yeah, at the moment it looks like Chappelle is dominating the whole session, but you have to remember in the race there's DRS glitch. If you can in the first 3 laps, if Sapel is not able to make that over 1 second gap, it means that it's going to be NASCAR race, which also means that there's going to be a lot of trains in the track, so it's going to be basically like DRS slipstream, and that's why we might get exciting battle for the win, because then the penalties, safety cars or anything else can make sure who's going to win the Grand Prix. And now we're watching Sami Larikon. He's improving his lap a little bit, so we'll see what he can do. Sami Larikon is coming towards corner 6. Wants it very beautifully, and now corner 7. We'll see what lap time is going to do. He's not going to tell us for pole position, but he's going to tell us for P2. No, he's not. He did a 104.926. He didn't do his personal best, but pretty close to it. But he keeps the P3, and we'll see what New Zealand Cam does. And it's not going to challenge the pole position, and there's yellows in sector 3 once again. And it's Habs probably one out of fuel and just going to the pits. And now we have BMP trying catch, taking the soft tires and setting his final ones of the day. Of course, if he has enough fuel or another set of tires, he can go back to the pits and take new set of tires. So yeah, and he's improving by 2/10 almost. So it's very good. Oh yeah, because he's in soft tires, so of course he's improving by 2/10. But we'll see. Now he's coming towards the heavy braking of corner 3, and now he's using the good exit speed towards corner 4. There's not much to speculate in this track. It's very simple. There's only 7 corners, a lot of straight lines, 3 DRS zones. So, but still, it's old school track, and that's why I like it so much. And now he's coming towards the last corners, and we'll see what lap time is going to do. He's going to challenge for pole position or for top 3. I think it will be very hard to challenge Sapel's pole position time, but we'll see what they're going to do. He's coming towards the line, and he does a 104.7, which would have moved him to P2, but I believe the lap was invalidated, so there's no chance in that he would get invalidated, but I mean that he would set a lap. But Eduk runs very wide. We'll see. He's gonna accept the lap, and he does a 104.773, so very consistent in his with his banker lap with 772. So he's reaching his maximum potential with that kind of thing. And New Zealand Cam is almost out of VRS. He's just in his out lap, I believe. And we'll see what F1 Bazzi can do with the soft tires. So we saw a few drivers going to mediums, to hards, but in the end going for the softs. Maybe just and Habs for Life has retired from the session. He's either crashed out or then he just decided, right, that's my qualifying over. I can't do any better lap than that. But yeah, PMP trying catch. We'll see what he can do. Is he going back to the pits? Yes, it is. So now we're just gonna wait for the last 2 minutes of the Grand Prix. Everybody's in the pits almost, except New Zealand Cam, and he's also coming towards the pits. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see who will snatch P2 or P3, because I believe that if everybody else can improve, then Sapel can improve also, because I don't believe he reached his full potential still, even though 103.9 is a very, very impressive lap, especially in a practice race and especially in a new league like mine. So that's very, very impressive lap. Oh yeah, I'm just testing my voice. I just opened YouTube and testing the voice. But yeah, 3 minutes remaining, and we'll see what's gonna happen. As we have Pia Hansen in his out lap, so we'll follow him. So very smartly considered from Hansen, waiting everybody else to pit and then making sure he has the free track to make his final one. But you have one shot, one opportunity to make this lap, so that's the bad side. If he messes the lap up, that's his qualifying over, unless if he has enough fuel on board. So yeah, enough fuel to set a 2 or 3 laps. So and viewers who are now coming towards the stream, welcome to follow EFL. Do not adjust the TV sets. We have 2 minutes remaining in the qualifying. 8 drivers at the moment, and yeah, it's not a most ideal situation, but yeah, it is what it is. But it's only practice race, and now we'll see Pia Hansen is coming towards this final flying lap. He loses a little bit the rear in that corner. I think his setup is a little bit oversteering, because if you lose in that corner the rear, it's it means you have very oversteering setup, but it might also mean you have a race setup on board. So, and it's not costing him that much. He's only 21 thousandths down on his personal best, so he might still challenge if his sector 2 is good. And Williams needs to get out of the way. Maybe he got a little bit of slipstream from the Williams. We don't know. It was maybe marginal. Yeah, it was probably a marginal effect or marginal bonus he got from the Williams, and he's improving by 1/10. So currently he's not moving up positions, but he's solidifying his position in P4 if he can just improve a little bit. And we'll see, he's coming towards the corner 6, and now he's coming towards corner 7. He ran a little bit wide, he locked his brakes, and I believe he lost a lot of time doing that, but I might be wrong. And he does 105.3, but it is invalidated, as I said. I saw him going wide in corner 6, so... And we have PMP trying catch, starting his lap, but we have Baza, who is in his final lap, so we'll follow him first. He's closer to the end, and there's yellows in sector 3 once again. I'm not sure what that was, but Evan Baza is coming towards corner 5. We'll see what the sector 2 time is going to be. It's going to be 45.2, and he's improving by whole 1 second. So at the moment he's challenging Hansen's, and I believe PMP trying catches lap times for P4. Now he's coming towards corner 6. He has to be very careful not to run wide, and he ran wide in that corner, and believe that's his lap over and invalidation, and he lifts off. Or does he? Yeah, it was. No, he moved to P4. It wasn't invalidated. I apologize. And New Zealand Cam moves to P2 with 104.7. That was very impressive lap, dropping Eduk to P3. Is anybody else close to the finish line? And New Zealand Cam is retired. And we'll see what Hansi can do. He's 10 seconds down on his time. And now we're going to see what PMP try and catch is going to do. And he's lifted off. He's lifted off. And Pierre Hansen is also lifted off. And similarly, we'll see what he can do with it for Ferrari. Can he still challenge for top 3? And it's that Sapel's qualifying over. Yeah, I believe it's over. No, it's not actually. He made it. He just made it towards the line. I can't believe it. He made it actually. But yeah, Semi-American coming towards corner 6. And coming towards corner 7 on the TV pod view. And he ran wide, and that's his qualifying over. So last driver is Sapel, and he's down by 30 thousandths of a second on his personal best. But sector 1, it's so short, it's basically only one corner and a straight line, so it doesn't really say much if you're down or up in sector 1. Of course, if you're up by 2/10, then it might say a lot, but if you're down by 30 thousandths or 20 thousandths, it's still not end of the world. And we'll see how he's gonna do the corner 4, and now he's coming towards the end of sector 2, and he's not improving. He's down by 1/10, and Baza has retired from the session. So now we're just waiting for VRT Sapel to finish his lap. He's coming towards corner 6. He's coming towards corner 7. He's taking a lot of risks. He wants to improve his lap time. Is he going to improve it? Are we going to see low 103 or not? And it's going to be 103.9. He didn't improve, but he said it's 103.9. So that's your current grade for today's race. Unbelievable. That's a pole position guy. VRT Sapel, next superstar of EFL, I believe. 2 Germans taking the front wall lockout. Then a Finnish driver of Eduk with Williams taking P3. Semi-American with his Ferrari in P4. F1 Baza with his McLaren debut beautifully in P5. Hansen in P6. And then 2 medium tire runners of PMP trying cats and Habs for life are P7 and P8. And New Zealand Cam is very... And I apologize, I have to put notifications off, so I truly apologize for this. I thought I had messages off, and I'm gonna take invitations off also. So, but yeah, I got a few messages saying New Zealand Cam very surprised about P2. Very good job for New Zealand Cam, very good drive. And then Samuel Avican writing me personally the worst qualifying he has ever had in the F1 2019 game. So he didn't gain maximum of his potential, but now we get Flagel Didlow 96 to the race, who unfortunately disconnected just before the qualifying started. But as we know, Codemasters have patched that glitch that if park firmware is on, drivers who miss the qualifying won't be able to get a setup, but luckily you can get a setup because Codemasters' recent patch has made sure that you can get a setup if you miss qualifying, which is in my opinion the best patch they made in recent years. And I have to say the formation lap is not on. I completely forgot to put formation lap on, so hopefully we won't see. Yeah, we're gonna go 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. Lights out and away we go for the Grand Prix of Austria, and it looks like Seppel got an excellent start to New Zealand camp. McLaren is trying to challenge Eduk for turn 1. Are we going to see any crashes? No, everybody's going to go clean, and there's a Red Bull spinning. There's a spinning Red Bull of Pierre Hansen, and he's just messed up a little bit, and he drops to P9 position. We see a beautiful fight between Mercedes and Renault for P8 position. Are we going to see any other battles? And we see a Red Bull challenging a racing point for turn 1, and we see him challenging for P1 position. New Zealand cam uses the slipstream of Vierti Seppel, but it's not enough. Vierti Seppel kept P1 at the moment, but now we have a big train behind Seppel at the moment. And are we gonna see Seppel pulling away from everybody else, or are we gonna see the famous DRS slipstream train, what we always see in Grand Prix of Austria? And I'm gonna enable all the telemetry, all the lap data, and all the details, so you can see the tires and everybody else. It's basically in yellow is sector 1, sector 2, sector 3, and it's Habs for life who has spun it. And are we going to see a retirement from him? No, we're not. He's still continuing. And now we saw New Zealand camp challenging Eduk for Eduk challenging New Zealand camp for P2, but New Zealand camp get the position, and we have a 5-car race for P2, so that's unbelievable, but it's helping a lot. That they are fighting, and now Vierti Seppel has that over 1.2 second gap what he needs, and now we have massive fight for P3, P4, P5 and P6. Ferrari is holding up over there, and are we gonna see 3 wide in turn 2, or are we gonna see people waiting for the straight lines? And we see Eduk and Bazak a little bit wheel banging, but it's okay. 2 Williams drivers and 1 McLaren driver are fighting for P5 and P4 positions. And now we're going to see PMP try and catch drive bombing F1 Baza for P5, and that's beautiful overtake, a very clean overtake by PMP try and catch, who moves himself to P5 position just behind his teammate. I'm not sure how the teammates are going to play this thing out. Are they going to go for team orders, or are they just going to say, what? We need to get past the Ferrari to challenge for P2 and P1, and we're going to work together. Or are they going to just say, let the other driver pass, I'm going to give you the position back later. But we're going to see that a little bit later on. But Sami Laviken is a little bit struggling. He's not in the pace of New Zealand cam and Vierti Seppel, and Seppel says the fastest lap of 107.6, already making over 1.4 second gap over New Zealand cam. Sami Laviken is using all of the track, all of the curbs to make sure he gets very good exits, but now Edu gets the DRS from Sami Laviken, and he moves himself to P3 position. Is Sami Laviken gonna dive up the inside? No, he's not, and that was a beautiful overtake by Edu. In a straight line, but Sami Laviken will get the DRS because Eduk overtook him right before the detection zone. And are we going to see a switchback maneuver from Sami Laviken? Yes, he's diving up the inside, and he takes the P3 position once again back, and they're a little bit wheel banging. They're going side by side towards corner 5, and who's going to give up the position? Who has the bigger cojones? And it looks like unbelievable switchback by Eduk, and they're still going side by side, and it is Eduk who finally kept the position. No, he went right, he made a mistake, and that means he lost 3 positions, so the pressure got to him. So it looks like Sami Laviken kept the P3 position, but what a fight we saw between these 2 drivers. That was maybe, if you don't count Eduk's mistake, that was maybe fight of the century in EFL. I mean, in EFL League, it was fight of the year, or fight of the practice race years. We've had 3 practice races, and now Pierre Hansen has overtaken Eduk, and I believe, did Eduk get some front wing damage with that? No, he's just changing his tires to hard, so he will be going to the end. And other news, Seppel already has a 2 second gap over New Zealand cam, and now PMP try and catch got past of Sami Laviken, and Sami Laviken's EOS is almost 0, so he's used all of his EOS in first 4 laps, and now he has to survive for 32 laps without the EOS, or then he has to save EOS and be a little bit slower, and then be faster in the end. So yeah, that's very interesting. F1 Baza following behind of Sami Laviken, and then Flagel Dildo is 1.9 seconds behind of Baza, and then Eduk is trying to catch up to Habs. So at the moment that's very quiet. Maybe the only fight that is actually going on is between Sami Laviken and PMP try and catch, and now He's using the slipstream and DRS, and he's gonna get past the Williams driver. Yes, he is, and he moves himself to P3, but the Williams driver uses the slipstream and the exit speed to get right back to the Ferrari. And this is like the olden days in 1990s when there was Prost against Mansell in Ferrari versus Williams, and now they're going side by side, very good in battle. Are we going to see Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc in the turn 2? No, we're not, and we saw both drivers leaving enough space to each other, but this is like a slipstream train. The other driver overtakes, the other gets DRS, and a little bit wheel banging between these two drivers, and they're still going side by side. Are we going to see a crash? No, we're not. They're still going side by side. This is excellent about Austria. You can do this kind of maneuvers. You can do switchback. You can go side by side. You can wheel bang. It's like one of the best tracks in the whole calendar. It's like a NASCAR race. That's why I really enjoy this track. But it looks like these drivers are going to switch positions all around the race. And Semi Larrican is saving his ERS. Let's see. Try and catch. Okay, he has a lot more ERS than Semi Larrican. Oh no, again, Samuel is opening his DRS and probably will get past him in turn. Oh, but the Williams driver goes very, very defensive to turn 1, and we have yellows to sector 3. But I don't want to miss this battle. This is the only battle actually going on in the whole Grand Prix at the moment. And we'll see what Semi Larrican can do. He's gonna keep the position, but now because these two drivers have been fighting, they've allowed F1 Bassett to join this battle for P3. He's in the DRS Waynes and DRS slipstream, and now PMP Trunkats is just saving his DRS behind Semi Larrican, and he's just gonna make sure he's gonna make the maneuver in the pit lane, or then he's just gonna maximize the cost potential when Semi Larrican's ERS is low, and then he's gonna put higher ERS, and then he will be able to make that 6, 7, 10 gap what he needs to stay ahead. But yeah, this could be very interesting. Penalties are going to play a very big role in this Grand Prix, because we know how easily you can get penalties around Austria. At the moment, but I have to give it to Semi Larrican, even though he said before this race started that he hates Austria out of all tracks in Formula 1 in this game. I have to say he's doing a very good job, because he's at the moment in P3, and imagine when we go to the track what he likes, he will be challenging for the wins and for the P2s. And Edu got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, so as we said, it's very hard not to get a penalty around Austria, because there's so many corners you can run wide, and the game is just gonna give you penalties for it. Chappelle already has over 3.4 second gap over New Zealand Cam, and then New Zealand Cam has over 4.4 second gap to New Zealand. I mean, New Zealand Cam has 4.4 second gap to Arican, and then we have these three who was fighting for P3 position, and now F1 Bassett is actually over 1 second behind of PMP trying catch, and then Semi Larrican, but still PMP is with medium tires and Semi Larrican is with soft tires, so we will see soon that soft tires are gonna run out and the mediums are gonna start working better. So that's actually a very smart tactic from try and catch, make sure that Semi Larrican is gonna destroy his soft tires, and then when they're destroyed, he's gonna go for the maneuver and make a big gap towards Arican, and then of course in the end they're gonna switch the tires. The other one will have soft tires, the other one will have medium tires, but yeah, we'll see. He's gonna make the maneuver on the inside. No, we're not gonna see because he's a little bit too far away to make the maneuver. And at the moment we can go to the grid. Chappelle leads with Racing Point, followed by Red Bulls of New Zealand Cam. Currently two Germans having P1 and P2, just like the olden days of Formula 1. And now we see actually Eduk and Haps for Life fighting for position, and they're going side by side with each other, and it looks like Eduk got past of Haps for Life, and that's his maneuver done. And oh, a little bit late braking from Haps. He lost his front wing, and Eduk has run wide, so that means Haps for Life has lost his front wing and missed Josh's braking point. And now we saw VOT Chappelle and Pia Hansen pitting, and now that moves F1 Baza and Flagodildo. I mean, Okay, I'm gonna call him Flagelo. So that moves Flagelo, F1 Bass and PMP and Semi Lavikan and New Zealand Camp 1 position, and we see Viotisapel is gonna rejoin, and he rejoins in P6. And now PMP trying catch is only 2 tenths away from Semi Lavikan, and he moves around the inside. He's gonna make the maneuver stick, and we're gonna see they're going side by side with each other, but it looks like PMP trying catch has the better line for the next corner, and he got the maneuver done. Finally, after 9 laps, medium started to work better than soft, and beautiful overtake from PMP to overtake Semil for P2 position. But he makes a big mistake, and that will open the game once again to Semil Lavikan, and he's gonna go around the inside of corner 6. No, he's not. He's waiting for the better opportunity, but I believe he starts to done. And is he gonna pit? No, he's not. But very weird to see Sapel pitting after 9 laps, as we have New Zealand Camp pitting. New Zealand Camp is pitting also, so we'll see what tires he's gonna take. And he'll be taking the hard tires, so we see one driver taking the hards, one driver taking mediums. So yeah, so we'll see somebody's gonna do 2-stop and somebody's gonna do a 1-stopper in this Grand Prix, if I'm right. Because if you only can do 9 laps with the softs, I don't believe you can do 26 laps with the mediums, and we'll see how he's gonna deal the traffic, what's ahead of him. Because and still Semi Lavikan is credit for him, he's still keeping. Oh, and he hits a little bit the Williams of try and catch. We've seen a lot of drivers misjudging the braking points. I apologize if my commentary is a little bit unusual then, but it's been recently. But yeah, I've had a long break. I've not talked English in a very long time, so I do apologize for this if it's a little bit like meh commentary. But yeah, it's lap 10 out of lap 36, and obviously Semi Lavikan pitting, and we'll see great battle between Flagelo and F1 Baza. I really don't feel saying the last last name of his full name, because there's too many D's in his name and too many I's and too many L's, so we're gonna call him Flagelo. So I apologize if I can't say his name correctly, but yeah. Semi Lavikan drops at the moment to P6 or to P7, depends where Hansen is going to rejoin, as Edu gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. And Flagelo is challenging F1 Baza for P2 position, and he's moving down the outside. He's going to try to overtake around the outside, and F1 Baza keeps it in the middle. He's going to overtake around the outside. No, he's not. That would have been very great overtake if he got that maneuver happened. But no, not at the moment, not at the moment. F1 Baza is still alive, he's still alive. And Sapel is closing down so much on these two drivers, and he actually has a very clean. And I've lost the voices. There we go, now I have voices once again. And somebody got a penalty, I just missed it who it was. I believe it was Haps for Life who got the penalty. But yeah, now we see a 3-car train of Sapel is already behind these drivers. That's very unbelievable. We'll see how he's going to deal the traffic. Is he going to wait for them to fight, or is he just going to overtake them? Oh my god, he's going side by side with Flagelo. Oh my god, they're going to go 3 wide in this corner section. Are we going to see Mika Häkkinen and Michael Schumacher? Remember Belgium 1999, where Mika Häkkinen and Schumacher, Ricardo Zonta went 3 wide, and he makes 2 overtakes in 1 corner. Yes, he is, and he takes P2 at the moment, as Edux has retired from the session. So now we have only 8 drivers remaining in the Grand Prix, and I wanna see what Baza is gonna do, as I hope I can get Edux point of view what happened in the Grand Prix. So if we can get what happened to him, that would be swell. So yeah, we're just gonna ask him what happened. So it's like Sky Sports. It's like interviewing in the future. Like we can get drivers interviews right after the race, like they do in real life. So we kind of try to make it as entertaining as possible for you guys. And now Viotisapel is in P2 already, 2.9 seconds behind of PMP trying catch, followed by Flagelo, followed by Baza, New Zealand Cami P5, Semi Lavikan P6, Pierre Hansen in P7, and then Haps for Life in P8, who's already making his second stop of the Grand Prix. But hopefully we'll get Eduk's words what happened to him, because I only want to know, did he just retire or did he make a mistake? And they're chasing Haps for Life's front wing. But yeah, without a safety car, I don't believe Haps can fight for the remaining positions, as he's currently lapped in this Grand Prix. But Sapel is already 1.8 seconds behind of PMP Tron Cats, as he's extending his stint as he should. Probably doing, but actually he's doing very good information for Sapel how many laps he can actually do with the medium tires, because he's already done 13 laps. So if he can do 20 laps with these medium tires or 23 laps, then it means it's kind of possible for Sapel to do one stop with his strategy. But he's already 1.2 seconds behind of Tron Cats, and he almost set the new fastest lap of the Grand Prix, and he's now 9 tenths behind of PMP. We'll get the DRS, and sooner or later he will take the P1, because I don't believe PMP can challenge with those tires against Sapel's fresh medium tires. So we'll see a swap position or the position change very soon, and it might be now. Is Tron Cats gonna go defensive? No, he's not. He's just let him go, realizing that he's not racing against him, and Sapel moved to P1 with his Racing Point, the team what he preferred to get. And we have a second comment saying, Alfonso Gomez, sorry, Alfonso said, apologize for not able to join, but I am not at home. I left my PS4 on, so it's okay. It's okay. Main thing is you will come in Wednesday when the league starts. The official season starts in Melbourne, Australia. 21 race calendar. We start 8th of January 2020, 8 PM UK time. So it will be a real slobberknocker season, as we have F1 Baza who spun it. I don't know, has he hit the wall? Is he gonna go to the pits or not? And yes, he is. So he's lost his one wing. So he'll be making another stop, and that will move Semi Larrican one more position, as F1 Baza gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Yeah, not at the moment. We're just waiting for the last drivers to pit, and then we'll get that amazing battle for P2 or P3 in this Grand Prix. But if you would like to join to EFL, contact me, EFL_F1 in PSN, or then contact us in the Twitter with at EFL_F1. So I will still, and Haps for Life has retired from the session. So now we have currently 7 drivers remaining in the Grand Prix, but I'm gonna quickly write it to them. Well, you remember, you know, EFL_F1. You will know who to contact if you want to join this league. We still have, actually we have, every spot is now taken, but with, I will believe that if you're reserved for the EFL, you will get to race every single race, because I believe the average GPA will be around 10 to 15 every Grand Prix, because we are very, very new league, and we have to start from somewhere. Like, you won't get 50 drivers in a blink of a minute. Well, some people do, but yeah, I'm just gonna take it as a motto, as slow and steady gets it ready. Currently, I'm doing everything in the league, admin, steward, but yeah, at the moment I don't need a helping hand. Probably when the league gets bigger I could use bigger help, but anyways, it's lap 16 out of 36, 20 laps remaining in the Grand Prix, and Sapel is solidifying his lead over New Zealand Cam, and I'm just calculating, watching the leader. He has over 40-second lead over New Zealand Cam, but he's making another pit stop, and he's just messing around. This is like already like shows how big ego you have. It's a good thing, because fast drivers have big egos, but yeah, he's making another pit stop. He's taking soft tires, and that will be his second pit stop already. I guess he wants to give other people a chance to win, which is admirable characteristic, admirable personality, but yeah. So now currently it's race on, and anybody can win the Grand Prix. I do hope that he will not have to do that when the actual season starts, because we have Alfonso Gomez, who is one of the fastest drivers in the game. Then we have Toxic Tomato, who drives in 2nd division of PSGL and 1st division of IOL. And then of course we have Taze Leroy, as Baza gets 3-second penalty. So that means if we get every single driver to drive in one race, it will be very hard to determine who will win the Grand Prix or who not. It might look very easy in the practice races, but when the actual season starts, it might not be as easy. As Sapel is already 2.7 seconds behind of New Zealand Cam. So now it's a fight for the win between these two drivers. So we have, so we'll see a 3-stopping strategy from Sapel. So he's basically doing a Michael Schumacher. If you can remember 2004 in France, Schumacher did 4 stops to win a Grand Prix. That was kind of a little bit messing around because he gave Fernando Alonso a little bit of chance to lead, but then he won by like 20 seconds in the end. But that's the level of the driver. When you're a fast driver, you don't need good strategy. You just use your natural pace to win, and that's what Sapel is doing at the moment. And he's already 1.3 seconds behind of New Zealand Cam. So yeah, and 18 laps remaining, but he will be doing one more pit stop because I can't believe he can do 18 laps with the soft tires. Or if he can, then kudos for you, man. We've done 50% of the Grand Prix so far. This is a very short track. It's I could actually say a little bit of information about Austria at the moment because actually now Sapel is already 2 tenths behind. He's basically pushing New Zealand Cam towards the corners. And now New Zealand Cam is going defensive, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Vietti Sapel made the fastest lap of 107 flat, and that's maneuver down for Sapel, and that's P1. I mean P3 for him. As now we have Flagello and PMP, the only drivers who have not done a pit stop, still in this Grand Prix. And would you excuse me for a second, guys? Laat se vähän hiljemmalle. Vähän hiljemmalle. The TV is so loud in the living room, so I just asked if they could like put a little bit volume down. But yeah, 19 laps out of 36. At the moment, Sapel is only 4 seconds behind of Flagello, who's still not done a pit stop. And then PMP trying catch, who is in P1 position. So, but all of these drivers are still going to do one stop, except New Zealand Cam, who's going to go to the end with his hard set. But when is PMP trying catch and Flagello going to go to the pits? Are they really going to try to do mediums to softs? Because if they are, that's going to be very hard strategy to maintain. And Sapel does a fastest lap of 6.4, 106.4. That's already you would have been top 6 in qualifying with that lap. I mean top 7 in my league. So Alfonso, Wickmill, Toxic Tomato, Lee, we need you guys in the official season. So we need you guys not to make life a little bit harder for Sapel, that he doesn't have to do 2 to 3 pit stops to give everybody else a chance to win. But as we saw in Abu Dhabi, we saw a great battle between Sapel and Alfonso, and then in Belgium we saw a great battle between Westy and Sapel until Westy just messed up in the pit lane and had to retire for crashing in the pit lane in Belgium. 16 laps remaining in this Grand Prix. New Zealand Cam 4 seconds behind of Vietti Sapel, who's going to do one more pit stop, but now Sapel is 1 second behind of Flagello, but Flagello makes a pit stop, and I believe he'll be taking... Is he going to take the soft tires? He's taking the soft tires, so he'll be going to the end with softs, and now he's only 5.6 seconds behind of PMP Tron Cats, who is officially leading the Grand Prix. Probably is going to fight for the win when he gets his first set of tires. 15 laps remaining in the Grand Prix so far, as Flagello rejoins back in P5 position. F1 Baza in P7 with his McLaren debut. Pierre Hansen P6 with Red Bull. Flagello P5 with Mercedes. American P4 with Ferrari. New Zealand Cam currently P3 with Red Bull. Sapel P2 with Racing Point, and Try and Catch P1 with Williams. So Williams leading on Grand Prix. That's very unrealistic, but it's happening, as we saw Baza taking a 3-second time penalty. And at the moment I could a little bit commercialize my league, as Try and Catch is gonna go to the pits, but we're starting a season 8th of January 2020, 8 PM UK time, and next week as trying catch got a 5-second penalty in a bit. And next week we'll be starting a series called Meet the Driver. So we're gonna get to know your drivers of EFL, their age, their names, where they're from, what are their dreams, what they do in real life, are they studying, are they in work, and expectations for the league, and some fun challenges like that. So you'll be getting your first host next week. I'm not gonna spoil it who it's gonna be, but yeah, you will get it before the Grand Prix. Actually, you will get it in Tuesday or Monday. Meet the driver thing. It will be a every week thing. Every week you will meet one driver, get to know them, and we'll be doing it towards the whole season. So 20 drivers in 21 race season. It's a very good objective. As Eduk has left from the session, he's decided, right, that's it. I don't want to watch it anymore. I'm gonna do something else. And Sapel is leading the Grand Prix to New Zealand camp by 7.4 seconds. And his recent lap was 107.1, and we'll see what New Zealand camp's lap time is, and that is 108.9, so he's 1.6 seconds off the pace. As Try and Catch got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Oh, and PMT Try and Catch is overtaking Semi-American round the inside of turn 1, and he moved to P3 position with his soft tires. But yeah, we'll see what's gonna happen to Semi-American and PMP Try and Catch battle, because we know that Sapel is probably gonna do one more pit stop, or then he's gonna go to the end. I'm not pretty sure, but anything can still happen in this Grand Prix, and it's no holds barred in EFL, like I've said so many times before. But at the moment, practice race winners have been in Abu Dhabi. Napla 185 won the Grand Prix of Abu Dhabi. In Belgium, Vioti Sapel won the Grand Prix from Napla. And in Austria, it looks like Sapel is going to win once again, or then it's going to be New Zealand camp. We don't know, because they're in so much different strategies. But he has, as New Zealand camp goes to the pits, so he's not going to the end with his hard tires. As Pierre Hansen gets a 3-second time penalty, so that's going to affect his Grand Prix a little bit, as he's probably going to fight with F1 Baza for the P6 position. As we have New Zealand cam, where he's going to rejoin. Is he going to rejoin ahead of his teammate or not? And he's rejoining clean tracker with the soft tires, and probably going for the new fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Just rejoining ahead of his teammate. So 2 Red Bulls in P5 and P6. And somebody asking me in private chat, drawing me messages, that who is your favorite to win the title in EFL? Well, because we haven't seen everybody, we haven't seen all the drivers driving these practice races. But if I have to choose, it's going to be between Toxic Tomato, Taze Leroy, Vioti Sapel, New Zealand Cam, and Alfonso Gomez. So I'm sorry if I let somebody out, but I believe. But there's like 5-6 drivers, or 6-7 drivers who could actually fight for the title, and also Semi-Lavican could fight for the title. So yeah, I don't know still. We have to see the first 5 races, and then I could say my opinion. But it's a 21 race season, so even after 5 races, it's not clear who's going to win the title, because somebody is good at one track and somebody is good at one track, and New Zealand Camp got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. So he has to drive like animal if he wants to get that P2 or P1. And PMP Try and Catch is 14 seconds behind of Sapel. Sapel is, let's give some TV time to Sapel. German driver, driving in 8 different leagues, and also in EFL, or 7 or 8 different leagues. So multiple talent, very fast driver, and I could see him becoming the cornerstone of EFL. Maybe the superstar of my league, the cover boy of EFL. And we're gonna hear a lot of from Sapel in the future. Yeah. But yeah, Sapel, very fast guy. Good. He's German, so I have to, at the moment, what I've seen his drives, I have to compare him to real life Sebastian Vettel or Michael Schumacher, actually. So this guy is something unbelievable. He's currently low on fuel, so he has to save the fuel if he wants to win the Grand Prix, or if he wants to finish the race with the current fuel set he has. But now Flagel is only 1.5 seconds behind of Semi Larrican, so and probably New Zealand Cam is probably gonna get Semi Larrican also, so that medium strategy, softs to mediums, is not paying off for Semi Larrican at the moment, but he's still in P3. I have to give him that credit. He's still in P3 as Sapel got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, so if he has to do one more pit stop, it might be very interesting who's gonna win the Grand Prix. Because he's done, he pitted in lap 16, I believe, and rest of the drivers have pitted in lap 24, so 20 laps with soft tires, I can't believe he can actually do that, but he has over 14.8 second gap, so he can just drive with lean mix and non-EOS, and he could still make it to the end. And try and catch, very good on his debut. Very good on his debut. I could actually, yeah. Sorry, I'm not speaking English so many in so many days. I couldn't script my commentary, so I'm just a little bit shocked at the moment what I've seen today. But I could actually test Chappelle how fast he is, because I'm very fast driver myself, because I've driven in so many different leagues in divisions. Champion in TUF, champion in TSR. I'm currently driving in Hit the Apex Racing League Division 1 and IOL's Division 2, and I need to test his pace. He's actually probably, if he's faster than me or in my pace, so yeah, but he currently has 14.7 second lead, but he can still do one more pit stop and he will rejoin back in P3. If that's gonna happen, and now Flagello and Semi Larrican are gonna fight for P3 position, as there's only 8 laps remaining in the Grand Prix, as New Zealand Cam gets a 3-second time penalty. And are we gonna see Flagello diving up the inside? No, we are not. We're not gonna see diving up the inside. We're gonna see him doing a little bit different strategies, waiting for better overtakes and stuff like that. Are we gonna see him dive up the inside of corner 2? No, we're not. No, we're actually not. As kudos for Samuel, he's still defending very well from the opposite drivers, and now, okay, now he's gonna dive up the inside. Yes, he's going for the maneuver, but they're a little bit wheel banging, but, and, oh, they've crashed. They're a little bit crashed, but I don't think neither of them lost a front wing or anything, but that was maybe a little bit hard defending from American, in my opinion. Sapel is spinning, so his tires definitely didn't make it to the end. 13 laps with soft, so probably it's his setup or something, but I believe that's his 3rd pit stop at the moment. I could actually check his pit stop. That's his 3rd pit stop. Everybody else has done 1 pit stop, so he's just okay, he's just messing around. He's giving everybody else a chance, and he's returning back in P2, so now we're gonna see a fight for the win, maybe. PMP trying catch might win his debut Grand Prix. And we have to remember, Chappelle has that 3-second time penalty, so anything can happen in this Grand Prix. If you just rejoin the stream, join this stream and do not adjust the TV sets, this is EFL F1. 7 laps remaining in this Grand Prix. Very hectic 7 laps in the Grand Prix. Chappelle is just closing down the gap on try and catch. Like a butter knife, if that's how you say that sentence. And now Semi Larrican 7/10 behind of Flagello, so he's keeping up still. But okay, he almost lost his car in that corner, so you have to be very careful with those set of tires to. I was gonna drive with them, so yeah. And now Chappelle is only 2.6 seconds behind of PMP, so he's already closed down 2 seconds to him. And 6 laps remaining in this Grand Prix. So are we gonna see PMP defending so much or not? But he has to realize that it's fight for the win. You have chance to win the Grand Prix. Only 6 laps remaining, so that's 6 minutes of defending from Chappelle. If I was in his shoes, I would actually try to defend all I could, because you don't win your every race against in EFL or in any other league. So when you get the chance to win, you see yourself in P1 and only 6-5 laps remaining in a Grand Prix. You have to capitalize that, and you have to do everything you can. But Chappelle is just closing down. It's already 1.4 seconds, and if he's 2 seconds a lap faster, it doesn't matter how you defend. But I'm trying to be positive. I'm trying to hope that. Oh, but he also takes another penalty. Chappelle takes 6 seconds worth of penalties, so it might not be over for PMP. He might win his first Grand Prix of EFL, first practice race win for PMP. So it doesn't matter how it comes. All the matter is that it would come. And Chappelle is with 0 EOS, but he's closing down so much. Is he gonna dive up the inside or not? No, he's not. He's waiting for the better opportunity. He doesn't want to risk it for the chocolate biscuit. He's gonna make a clean overtake, but he's still running 0 EOS, so I don't know, is it just playing with him? Is he gonna dive up the inside? Yes, he is. Samuel Larkin takes a 3-second penalty. They go side by side with each other. And who's gonna give the position? Is it gonna be PMP or is it gonna be Beatrice Chappelle? And it is, at the moment, it's PMP, as Samuel is over 1 second behind of Flagel, and New Zealand Cam is 1.3 seconds behind of Samuel, as Beatrice Chappelle is basically just pushing him towards the corners. Now they're coming towards the corner 6 and coming towards the corner 7, and yeah, okay, he has to make the maneuver. Now he's in overtake mode and he's gonna make the maneuver stick in. Yes, he is. And now Chappelle is again leading the Grand Prix, but he has to make now 3-second gap to PMP to win this Grand Prix. Yeah, but it's been a dominant performance from Chappelle. 3 pit stops. I've never seen in league racing level, in a tough league racing level. At league racing level, you do 3 to 4 pit stops against everybody else's 1 stop, and then you're still gonna win a Grand Prix. That's like something what I've never seen before. 4 laps remaining in the Grand Prix. But yeah, we'll see when the official season starts. We'll see how the drivers are gonna line up in the grid, because Melbourne, Australia, anything can happen. We've seen a lot of mixed Grand Prix in the past, in real life and in the Grand Prix and in the games. The most memorable and Chappelle has spun it! Chappelle has spun it! Chappelle has lost the position! What on earth has happened? Chappelle, he's over 5 seconds behind, so he's made a mistake. Chappelle's Whiskey strategy doing a 3-stop has costed him. He spun it. Chappelle has spun it, and he's 5.8 seconds behind of PMP trying catch. So is PMP gonna take his first Grand Prix win in EFL? That's unbelievable. I actually checked the penalties from PMP trying catch, so we would see is he from UK or something? I don't know. He has only 1 penalty. Oh yeah, he has that 5-second. Ah yeah, damn it, he has so many penalties. But yeah, I'm not so sure what happened to VLT, why he spun. Maybe just touched the curbs a little bit too much, and that gave a key advantage to PMP to take the lead of the Grand Prix. And now we have only 3 laps remaining in the Austria. Only 3 laps remaining. 2 laps remaining, or 2.5 laps remaining in the Grand Prix. And if you're still watching the stream, you can write your draw of the day. At the moment, my draw of the day would be it's very hard. I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna say when the race is gonna end. But Samuel Larkin is now under pressure from New Zealand Cam, and now he's gonna get the DRS. He's using a hot lap, but Samuel Larkin is defending the inside line. Are we gonna see a Max Verstappen and Sebastian Vettel in turn 1? No, we're not. No, we're not, and that moves New Zealand Cam to P4 position and drops Samuel Larkin to P5. So not the best race for Samuel Larkin. And actually, fun fact, first race for Samuel Larkin in practice races where he doesn't finish in a podium. So that's also a new thing for him, because recently he's finished in podium in every single Grand Prix. And Chappelle is 3.6 seconds behind. If Chappelle would get 1 more penalty, then it's 50-50 who would win this race. But at the moment it is, I believe, Chappelle. But I don't know, we'll see how it's gonna turn up. We'll see how it's gonna go. And PMP starts his second to last lap, and Sapel is only 3.2 seconds behind him. And we have 7 draws remaining in the session. Pierre Hansen still in P6, Baza in P7 his debut, Semi Larrikin in P5, New Zealand Cam in P4, and Flagello in P3. But Flagello is also in his debut beautifully in top 3. He missed the qualifying, started from the last place, so currently in the top 3. Sapel is 2.7 seconds behind of PMP, so it's going to be very interesting who's going to win this Grand Prix. Is it going to be Sapel or is it going to be PMP, as New Zealand Cam gets another time penalty. Another time penalty for New Zealand Cam, and I'm going to see a Williams win, or we're going to see a Racing Point win a Grand Prix here today. And that if Sapel would win the Grand Prix today, that will mean he's won 2 practice races out of 3, as I believe this is his second practice race. So only practice race he missed was Abu Dhabi, and he's okay. Sapel is pushing so much right now. He's doing 107.2, and he caught PMP so much. But is it going to be enough? The laps are ending, unfortunately, for Sapel, but it would be a major win for Troy and Katz. And if Sapel doesn't win this Grand Prix, that would mean his 3-stop strategy kinda threw his win in trash can, as they're coming towards the last corners very soon. There's only like 3 to 4 corners left, as Semi Larrikin gets P4 from New Zealand Cam, and New Zealand Cam tries to sting it on the outside, but he doesn't carry so much speed to make it happen. But now we see Sapel only 1.2 seconds behind of Trying Cats, but it's too late as New Zealand Cam gets past of Semi Larrikin. They go side by side with each other. A little bit wheel banging, but Semi Larrikin took the position for Semi Larrikin, as it's only 1 second between Trying Cats. One more lap and then Sapel would have won it. But amazing performance by PMP. First race in EFL, and it looks like it's going to be first win. Obviously how penalties are going to go, and it loses a little bit of car, but PMP is going to win the Grand Prix. No, it's not. Beatrice Sapel wins the Grand Prix. He takes his second win in a row. So amazing job from Sapel to win this Grand Prix. Amazing job. And Fragello moves to P2. And Semi Larrikin P4. New Zealand Cam has spun it. And is that going to move Pierre Hansen in P6? No, it's not. But I'm just going to quickly invite the podium guys to the interviews. As one moment, guys. It's just... as Hansen finishes in P6, Baza P7, so very good drive from these drivers. As just gonna quickly invite everybody else to the party. We're gonna get our top 3 interviews. And yeah, very interesting Grand Prix we had here today. As I'm gonna show the podium to you guys. Well, congratulations for Beatrice Sapel for winning the Grand Prix, as he stands in the top of the podium. Next beside him is Flagello, and then in P3 we have PMP Trying Cats, who finished in the top 3, as we have Sapel joined us in the party. As gonna invite PMP Trying Cats, so if you could wait a little bit longer until I get to the interviews. As Sapel wins the Grand Prix from Flagello, PMP Trying Cats, that's your top 3. Semi Larrikin in P4, Cam in P5, Hansen in P6, F1 Baza in P7, and retired drivers of Haps and Eduk in P8 and P9, as I'll quickly invite PMP Trying Cats to the party, and then we'll get to the interviews. But very hectic race we saw here today. A little bit of, let's just say, Michael Schumacher tactics from certain German driver here today, but yeah, PMP Trying Cats is probably going to join us, but we'll start with Sapel. Good race for you today. You did 3-stop strategy. I remember when Michael Schumacher did in France, he did 4 stops. You didn't do 4 stops, but how does it feel? You won another practice race.
Yeah, good, obviously, but I just did so many stops so it wouldn't be too boring, so yeah.
Do you have anything else to say about the race, about the qualifying? We saw you doing 103.9 in qualifying, and I believe that's like top 200 in world, so
Yeah, but you can go faster in quali mode in Austria, so yeah.
When the official season starts in Wednesday and we have everybody else driving, we have Alfonso Gomez coming and of course Wickmill, Toxic Tomato, West is gonna come. So what do you think of your chances in the championship when the regular season starts? Do you believe you can do 3 stops in a regular season to win a Grand Prix?
I think it's going to be a bit harder then, but I still think I can get the championship win, so yeah.
Yeah, so congratulations, Beatrice Appel. I will come to you a little bit later. So, Flagello, do you have voice sharing on?
Can you repeat, please?
Do you have voice sharing on? Voice sharing in a party. So you go to the party settings, party settings, and then allow voice for the stream, because currently we're streaming for the viewers who are waiting for your interviews. So
I'm so sorry, but I can't understand.
Okay, you finished P2 in the Grand Prix. How do you feel? Are you happy?
Yes, but I can't put the setup before the race.
So you drove with default setup?
Yes, and it was difficult.
Alright, well, with that performance, would you like to join to EFL? We're racing in Wednesdays, 8 PM UK time, so you're welcome to join if you want. So, but congratulations for P2, amazing job. Now, PMP try and catch. You were leading the race when Chappelle made his last stop. When Chappelle made his last stop and when he spun, did you think, right, I'm gonna win this Grand Prix, or did you know that because of your penalties, you were not gonna win the Grand Prix?
Yeah, I knew because of the penalties, so yeah.
But did you expect that in your first practice race, actually, we had in EFL, you would finish in top 3?
No, not really, not at all, to be honest, no.
Well, and Chappelle, now you've won 2 practice races out of 3. You've won almost every single race, and a lot of people messaging me in privately now that you're gonna win every single Grand Prix in EFL. Do you think that you might actually be able to do that? Because I've got a few messages, people saying you're gonna win every single Grand Prix.
I hope not, or I hope at least for exciting races. So if I get exciting races, then I hope I will win it.
Well, like we have in tradition in EFL, we're gonna listen for the winner driver's national anthem. So, ladies and gentlemen, take your hats off for the national anthem of Germany. And that was the national anthem of Germany. Congratulations for the top 3 of Beatrice Appel, Flagello and PMP. And ladies and gentlemen, we start our official season on Wednesday, January 8, 2020, 8 PM UK time. You don't want to miss that. 20 drivers fighting for the World Drivers' Championship in EFL. I'll be your commentator and the owner of EFL, Eric, and I wish you all good night or good day or good morning wherever you are in the world. So, hasta la vista, baby. Good night. Alright.